Good morning, Puerto Vallarta. How are you? I'm great. Thanks for asking. Good to see everybody as everybody comes on the show this morning. So happy to see you on a beautiful 10 a.m. Puerto Vallarta time on March 25th, 2026. How y'all doing? I hope it's great. It's the middle of the week. We've made it to hump day. And I'm happy to see you all. If you have a chance, stop by, say good morning. Look forward to seeing you here. Hopefully we get a few people logged in and we'll just have a great show and hopefully we're live. We always hope that every day. Oh, so what can we talk about today? So of course you've joined Puerto Vallarta Real News. A lot of you have been here before, but if you're new, it's 15 minutes. It's quick in, quick out. I get you some news. I get you some events. I talk about the show. I talk about my life. I talk about y'all. And that's kind of what the show's about. And it's just kind of easy. And of course, during the show, we always have coffee together on the coffee cam. Cheers and good morning from the coffee cam. All right. Let's jump into it and try to be on time today. Good morning, Sly. Good morning, Chris. I've got the social media comments working again. Sorry about that yesterday. It's always something new. I've got to create a better checklist. Like 1, is the camera working? 2, is the coffee camera working? 3, is social media. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to check. I mean, if y'all can see the, I always try to make you part of the show. I feel like I don't hide anything. It's all transparency. It's all behind the scenes. And so one of these days, I'll take a shot of what my screen looks like in front of me and give you guys an idea of the stuff I manage while doing the show. It's not to show off. It's just like every now and then when I'm like, oh, gosh, that's not on or this isn't on. That's the reason why, because I'm running a full studio board in front of me. So I'm hoping, again, I've kind of been tightly tapping on the sponsor thing because I really do want to invest on a new control board for the show. And with your help, I can get there or without. We'll figure it out. Good morning, Laura Louise Lane. Happy to see you here. All right, let's jump into it, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. So first up, I might have mentioned it, but this weekend in my world, in our world, we've got scuba diving this weekend, and I'll be sure to share some photos or some info about that. Just depends if I take the big dive camera down or not this weekend. I probably will. So I got some scuba diving, one with Bandera Scuba Republic and my friend Cesar over there, who does not pay me to say that. I just really believe in his business, and Cesar is amazing. And Bandera Scuba Republic really runs an amazing 5-star patty shop. So if you're a scuba diver, stay tuned. I'll be sending you some info. Hey, good morning, Scott Davidson. Good to see you here. Welcome to the show. Next up, if you know or if you don't know, I'm also the admin and creator of a pretty large, popular Facebook group here. It's called Gen Expats PV. If you're a member, great. If not, go find it. No matter what your age is, young, old, Gen X, it doesn't matter. Just be cool. Because I'm going to be posting our new event that's coming up here in a few weeks, and it's going to be fun. And so check that out, Gen Expats PV. Got a new event posting later today, so keep an eye on that. All right, moving into the news. It is time for our first story of the day. So our first story of the day is about wildlife. I love wildlife stories. And this one is about training that's going on for Vallarta's lifeguards to better coexist with our scaly neighbors. You know who our scaly neighbors are? I'll show you. So there's a scaly neighbor. Let's zoom in just a little bit and get a better shot of that handsome devil. How you doing? So our coastal community is continuing to grow, and interaction between urban life and the local ecosystem is reaching a new level of professional management, because this week 32 of Puerto Vallarta's dedicated lifeguards traded the sand for the classroom to undergo intensive training focused on one of the region's most misunderstood residents. It's the crocodile. It's a program that is called Biology of Crocodiles: Feeding, Growth, Reproduction, and Predation. It's a collaborative effort between the University Center of the Coast, which is also known as COOC, and the Reptilio Simpatic. I don't have to do a lot of Latin on this show usually. This is hard. Anybody good at Latin on the show right now? I'll skip that one. So what they're really looking at is the lifeguards are already experts in ocean rescues. This is what they do. But now what they're going to do is they're going to add this training, which is going to add a layer of wildlife biology to their toolkit. And the goal isn't to just catch crocodiles that wander onto popular beaches, but to really understand their behavior to better, best deal with them and keep people protected. So experts from Costa noted that a natural estuary and mangroves are facing pressure from development, and crocodiles are increasingly using the ocean as a highway to find new territory. That's why we see these stories from time to time pop up where we've got the crocodiles in the ocean, and it creates, some people are like, oh, that's their space, and other people are a bit panicked. So what the shift means is that the lifeguards are often the first line of defense when a crocodile is spotted near a resort or a public swimming area. So now the crocodile patrol strategy is a strategy. Rather than reacting with fear, this training is going to teach first responders how to identify signs of stress or illness in the animals, use specialized humane capture equipment like soft restraints and wildlife nets, and educate the international resident community and the visitors on why these animals are a vital part of the local environment and not just something to be like afraid and panicked about. Always, maintain a little bit of safety. Just kind of know the rules. Like they know the rules, we know the rules. So just the hotels are emphasizing that just be aware if you see a blue flag and green flag systems at the beaches remain well and good, but the advice for residents really is to remain consistent. Avoid swimming at dawn or dusk when the crocodiles are most active, especially near the mouths of the Amica and Pitial River. If you do spot a croc in the sand, just keep your distance. Notify a lifeguard if one's there. And knowing now that they've got a bit of training to take care of these cuddly creatures, we know that they're going to do well with them. So that's a pretty awesome first story. I like that. And I like that they're getting the training that they need. And we are all respecting their environment, and hopefully they'll respect ours. All right, moving on. And don't forget, if you're not catching this show live, you can always catch it anytime on Facebook. You can also catch it on YouTube. And if you want to send me a note, type one on the screen, or you can shoot me an email anytime and just scan that QR code and you'll hit up the YouTube station. All right, let's take a breath. Good morning, Maureen. I was wondering you were going to get here. Love to see you. Hey, Maureen, let's have a coffee. Cheers. Let's do it. Matt Warner, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you on the show as well. Matt's a good friend and also a frequent visitor to the show. Good to see you. All right, let's talk. Hey, Deborah, how are you? I don't know if have I seen you? Maybe I have. I don't know. But Deborah's also a friend. Glad to see friends and everybody on the show. All right, let's talk about occupancy because I've mentioned a lot about occupancy lately. But here's the deal. So Puerto Vallarta is heading into the 2026 holiday season with serious momentum, actually, as hotel occupancy is now officially climbed back above the 80% mark, according to the latest figures from Governor Pablo Lemus and the state tourism officials. So bookings are sitting steady at about 82%. Oops, sorry about that. That's a crocodile. No thanks to that guy. But bookings are sitting at about 82% right now, with some high demand days already hitting 87%. So you know what that means. You might see more of those signs. There you go. Not crocodiles. So this is a significant milestone for the city and proving that the short-term dip we saw due to 222 is just that, a short-term dip. We've already welcomed over 1 million visitors in the first 2 months of this year. And so the bay is busy and operational, and, rumors of our downfall might be greatly exaggerated, but we're getting ready for a big rush because we know Semana Santa is right around the corner and Easter. And those numbers are just going to increase because then we're going to get a lot of the local visitors coming in from Guadalajara and Mexico City, as well as around the world. So it's going to provide a nice boost for our economy. That's a good boost for Versailles, Centro, the beachfront places. So, good stuff. We're getting people in town. Let's see how Semana Santa compares to recent years. We know it's usually a big influx, especially with the we can't call it new anymore, toll road. But let's look for lots of crowds, lots of energy, and really help out the local businesses. So we're hoping to see more of that and less of, crocodiles. I don't know. I like the crocodiles. Let's just put that one aside. Okay, also, now, this is the bit of the downer one. What's happening now is that we just got reports that Puerto Vallarta has just hit that 30 peso per liter at some of the stations here. Oof. No fun, no fun. Everything's a little bit more expensive these days. My wife and I talked about that last night, that like every time I get shocked about a price, I don't know if you feel this way, but when I get shocked about a price and I see something, it's like, oh my gosh, I just paid X amount for an oil change here. I just think I'm not keeping up with the times. And that's the discussion we had. I don't know if you guys are feeling that in your homes. Definitely comment if you like. But yeah, things are shockingly expensive. And so the gas station one's not a surprise. But the story is that gas prices have now crossed into this like psychological threshold with some stations now over 30 per liter. The average price across the bay is still hovering more about 26 and 27 for premium, but there's certain high traffic spots in the city, particularly those near the North Zone and near the airport, that have hit the 30 peso mark for the first time. So keep your eye open. If you see 30 pesos out there, take a picture, shoot it back to me. I definitely have not seen it firsthand yet, so I wouldn't be interested. So it's a sharp reminder for those of us living and working here that the cost of moving around the city is just climbing a bit. I don't know about you guys, but I don't use the car every single day. So, and we got motorbikes to get around. So maybe it's not going to hit us as much and we're walkers, but definitely some people are going to feel it, especially those doing their commute on a daily basis in and out of the city or across the country. So prices are going to fluctuate. This story might come and go pretty quick. But if you need to get gas and you're looking, steer clear of like the main hotel zones. Try to find the more off the beaten path stations. And maybe, if you feel like it's going to keep spiking, fill up a couple cans of gas. It might get worse before it gets better. Don't know. But that's the latest news that was out there. And a lot of my news comes from Tribuna de Bahia. So huge thanks to those guys. I know almost that entire team. So shout out to you guys on your great reporting and me taking it and translating it for you. All right, so moving on into entertainment and community. Once again, if you're not catching this live, catch it on YouTube anytime. And of course, there's my email address as well if you got a story or something you want to chat about that you don't want to put on the screen. All right, hey, this one's exciting. This one comes from the Anderson Report. Hey, Chris Anderson, I know you're there. You ready? This is your story, brother. All right, so the downhill events are returning to Puerto Vallarta with world-class riders. So I'm going to throw up some images here because this is going to be some fun stuff. So everybody's got to get ready for the high-speed adrenaline rush in the heart of the city this May. The Downhill Puerto Vallarta 2026 is officially taking over Historic Center and the Malecon from May 1st through the 3rd, which is going to turn our iconic cobblestone streets and steep alleys into a world-class urban mountain bike track. And they're expecting more than 40 elite riders from 12 different countries to descend on the bay, including local standouts like Peter Salido and Ray Fournier. They're going to be navigating a grueling 900-meter course packed with technical staircases and narrow passages, all leading to the high-impact best trick finish right next to the waterfront. So per Chris, who did a little bit of research, I love that, Chris, he said this event hasn't been here since back in 2019. So welcome back to this event to see the high fly and, bikers going through town. And the best part for this event is it's absolutely free and open to the public. How cool is that? I love free events that are open to the public. All you got to do is find a safe spot along the barriers in the center or down by the Malecon, and practice runs are going to kick off on Friday, May 1st, with the main competition and acrobatic showcase happening on Saturday, May 2nd. It is a huge win for our local sports and tourism. I'm so happy this event is back. I've been to the X Games back in the U.S. Super, super fun. And they're expecting probably upwards of 30,000 people to attend over the weekend. So if you're planning on being downtown, definitely get there early, grab a good view, and see more of that. That's going to be amazing. If I don't have alternate plans, per my wife or anybody, I am definitely going to be down there. I know she's going to be excited about it too. So fun times. Okay, further on into entertainment. This one's exciting, and I can say I might be there. So this one takes us out of Puerto Vallarta a little bit. I like to expand the news just a little bit. So this one is a concert coming up that I'm pretty excited about. I'm from Texas, so this one's pretty cool. So this is going to be ZZ Top. They are upcoming. That's pretty funny. Maybe I need a coffee break. Hang on a second. Cheers, everyone. All right, let me take a breath. So they are coming. They're coming to Guadalajara. So if you're up for a rock and roll road trip, I know I am. A little old band from Texas is heading our way. ZZ Top has officially confirmed their return to Mexico as part of the Elevation Tour, also known as The Big One. And the best part is that Guadalajara is going to be the very first stop of their run in Mexico. Here's the breakdown for those planning on making the drive. I know Maureen looks excited about it. I've seen it before. You should be. It's an amazing show. Here's the breakdown. So when is going to be November 9th? That's for the Guadalajara one. That's going to be the Telmex Guadalajara Auditorio. And the exclusive pre-sale, get your pens and paper out, is tomorrow, March 26th at 10 a.m. All right, so that's the pre-sale, everybody. The general sales are going to start on March 27th at 10 a.m. So tickets are going to be available via Ticketmaster, and while official ticket prices will be revealed right as the pre-sale begins, they're expected to sell out fast. This is a massive deal for fans in Jalisco, as it marks the band's very first time performing in Guadalajara in over 20 years, as their last visit to Mexico was back in 2003. Welcome back. All right, if you can't make it to the Guadalajara show, the trio is also going to be performing in Mexico City as well as Monterrey. So Mexico City is going to be on the 11th. Monterrey is going to be on the 13th. And so it's time. I mean, hey, it's time to dust off those leather jackets, get your iconic sunglasses on, and get out there and see ZZ Top. Wow, wow, wow. That was horrible. Oh my gosh, you should never let me do that. All right. That's it, everybody. Unless you've got something else you want to chat about in the comments today, that's the end of our show. I hope you've had a fun time with me. I had a fun time with y'all. Looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Hopefully, I assume if there's anything else you wish you got from this show or didn't have from this show, you'll send me a note or keep me informed, because I like to make this kind of a collaborative effort between us, but I really feel like we're getting into a nice little rhythm and a jam. So again, thank you for everybody who's joining again. And for you first timers, I hope you enjoyed the show. Please, please, please hit the share button. Just find a couple people to share with it each day, because your support and the viewers that come on daily are really what keep me motivated to go with this show. So I appreciate that. And that's it. Have an amazing day, y'all. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again soon.